Day 19. This will hopefully be, it has potential to be an exciting day because last night while lying in bed, trying to sleep, I had thoughts about the safes. I had basically tried to entertain the idea that the clues for the safe combinations were in the rooms, and that I think changed everything. I've like 99% sure I know what the boudoir safe is. I'm a little bit less certain, but I have an idea for both of the other two that I know of. This. I will explain in more detail when I get there. How many can I do at once? As much as I want. Alright, hold on. Let me pull up my blessings here. So the only one I know of is the high roller, which I got for 3 coins. Now, if I actually wanted to do this properly, I would need to do this many times with different numbers of coins. Maybe there's a one-to-one mapping between the number of coins you give. Blessing. There have to be a limit at some point, of course. Like, if I do 3 again, will I always get a high roller? What I would want to do is try 1. Probably try 1 multiple times to see if I get the same thing, and then try 2. Seems reasonable that more money would give you maybe better blessings. Why don't I just try a nice number of 5? See what I get with that. Got the blessing of the gardener. Just for 5 coins. This adds 8 courtyards. The draft pool. I don't know how I feel about that. There's a picture of a watering can for some reason. I mean, they're related. It's related to the green rooms, though I don't understand why, since I have yet to find the watering can. Maybe it can be. It might be found in the green room. That's my current theory, and maybe it can be used in the other green rooms to do something. And so having a lot of courtyards might be beneficial for whatever it can do. Okay. Yeah, we'll hopefully find out. That's a lot of courtyards that I don't really want. So I guess if I find a shovel, it could still be not bad. Let's not start with a dead end. Courtyard, look at that. I mean, they're also good in terms of number of rooms. Yeah, right. Maybe get a shovel. Do I get a shovel? Step in now or later? Do I care? Alright, let's go. Oh, hammer. Not quite as good as a shovel, I think. Let's stay low rank for now. Parlor's good. Connecting back to the entrance hall is good. Items are good. Gems are good. Hmm. I'm gonna go for items. mean, these are good items. I don't think I want to go north just yet. This is not where I want to put the nook, so let's do a hallway. Oh, we got the library without the nook. That's kind of interesting. Now, I definitely want the library since I ordered a book, and I've got a lot of books to get through. Storeroom is still tempting at this stage due to my current lack of keys and gems. The nook is likely to come up again later. I suppose this is kind of a good one if I can get a lot of courtrooms. I want to do it now. Okay, I no longer have the bishop for the chapel. Right, so we got the keep an eye out for the armory. I have a fair bit of money. It might be better to take this one later. I think that's how that works. Not totally positive though. There's no other reason to take the chapel now unless I want to break open Keeper of the Tides. I do have a redraw as well, but I'm going to take the commissary. I got a bit of money to spend. That doesn't seem like a terrible idea. Right. Okay, I'll take my shovel. Metal detector I need, but well, why are there so many salt shakers? Do these stack? Ever gotten more than... And there's multiple metal detectors. I suppose it's useful if you... Well, let's see now. There's still a shovel here, but I can't take another one. Maybe it's if you turn one into a contraption. I think I'll go ahead and take a metal detector. Tempted to take a salt shaker as well, actually. Not a bad one to have on hand. Care about the money. Yeah, we'll take it. Okay, yeah, see, there's more salt shakers there, but I can't buy another one. Alright. Now... Why don't I just go dig up all the piles? There are piles right here I could dig. Yeah, okay, let's do it. I'm not going to go all the way over to the other courtyard, though. We'll wait till I wrap around. Fortunately, man, this would have been a great one to have that experiment running for. Yeah, missing out a bit. But nothing we can do. Don't dislike the drawing room, but I do dislike spending gems. Man, I would like to take the parlor, but I don't like the direction that it goes. The den is not terrible. They're in the corridor here, I think. I get a gem and possibly a box. I think there's any reason to take the dark room, so I guess we'll just do the corridor. Maybe a slight waste. I feel like the corridor has more value further north when you're more likely to encounter locked doors. I think I'm gonna take the chapel for the connections. Could also reroll, but I'd rather save the reroll for something more important, like the next place after the chapel here. And yes, I'm gonna lose money doing this, but I'm gonna go dig all these up. Find money here anyway, I suppose. This old shoe, right? And my courtyards are also buffed, so 5 dig spots per courtyard with 8 courtyards. A lot of digging. If we can get the kennel as well, we'll never get locked out of a courtyard. Terrace would be excellent here, but I have to take the West Wing Hall. Hey, I have been gifted with the greenhouse. Okay, I mean, I'm also in the back of my mind wanting to do full house situation here where I fill out every grid. It makes some choices a little tricky. Is it worth giving up on that for this run and going for the greenhouse? Probably. I need to know what the greenhouse is about. So I'm gonna go ahead and ruin my perfect grid and finally go into the greenhouse. More likely to draw green rooms. Pretty good synergy. This is a very green run. This room is always warm, as its glass walls and roof help to retain the sun's rays. The gardener should be pleased that the long-neglected flower beds have finally been blessed with the glistening gift from the sprinklers installed above. There's nothing on the pump room for the greenhouse, right? There is. I had forgotten. And it is currently maxed out, so we've got full water to the greenhouse. I saved an image of the water levels. Everything's full except for the fountain, which is completely empty. Here's the broken lever. Sprinkler's running. I was right. Watering can. The first time you enter each green room, use water to gain a gem. Limited capacity 3. And there's a music sheet. I think that's the last music sheet I need. Wow. Okay, this is shaping up to potentially be a really good run. These are a little risky here with only one doorway. Gonna dead end myself. Not missing anything else in here, am I? Other than the music sheet. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. Let me pull up my other music sheets. Yeah, just missing 5 from here. Let me take a picture. Trees found inside will never shade. The gems that shine in night and rain. The clue you hold cannot be paid with gems nor coin, so toss away. These sheets you find a worthy trade. Hey, that is the last word. The text says, first words on the sheet are true message. The first words, okay, the first word on sheet 1 is find. Sheet 2 is a. Oh no, among. It's a dash among. Is it a or among? I see it going either way. Okay, sheet 3 is the. Okay, if it's the, then it's probably find among the. 4 is white. 5 is trees. 6 is under. This one has un-der. Okay, so following the same pattern there, it's definitely under. 7 is 2. And 8 is stones. We have find among the white find among the white trees under 2 stones. Okay. Well. A section notes for this. But where I won't lose track of it. I don't already have one, do I? Oh, I do. Okay. All right. So I've got, yeah, find among the white trees under 2 stones. This may be a secret dig spot. Now know that's a thing. Among the white trees under 2 stones. I don't recall seeing white trees anywhere. Unless white trees is not literal. I have to keep this in mind. Keep an eye out for white trees. I'm doing this right? The first words on the sheet are the true message. The first word on each sheet. Okay. Ah, we have our vault key. Bad, I don't care. Library, hopefully, depending on how the connection goes. I have to take boudoir as well. Tough choice. But I think the library is actually slightly higher priority, just due to the way the book works. I gotta take the library to get through that. Are these plants here because of the greenhouse or because of the blessing? I realize I've not been paying attention. No way, you can get a magnifying glass here? That's excellent. Where are all the places that I want to use this? I have this written down. The drafting studio, the mail room, master bedroom. I also need to use the magnifying glass for lighting candles. We also go to the library, mark that I now have the history of India. Get ready to copy these pages and reference them in the future. Good spot to put. It's fine. My notes are just getting more disorganized as more stuff gets added. Ooh, the detective has been checking this out, huh? Second, I need to put these spot where I can get the full resolution as well. Okay, now we're good. So Herbert Sinclair, 81, Mary Jones in 84, Detective von Margol twice in 87. That's interesting. This is second edition. I need to note that down because there was a different edition in the bookstore. So it'll be interesting to compare those. Both by Caleb Manning. This book was reviewed and cleared for publication by the Fan Aries Central Board of Education. This is the Red Nation, right? They've got their red stamp here. If it's the one that we're in currently. It has been edited to conform to our department's standards, including the omission of sections deemed inaccurate or unsuitable for public dissemination. Okay, is second edition the censored version then? And we need to get the first edition to find the uncensored version. Oh my goodness. I think that's what's happening. Second edition is just fully censored. Can we make anything useful out of this? And also as a magnifying glass helps. Oh, where'd my mouse go? Yeah, just making sure. The name used to designate the realms of the Eastern Waters is no longer known to the average citizen of the elder generation. We must permit our leaders to enjoin us to abandon our past. Wow, this is impossible to get anything out of. Wait, let me move the magnifying glass. Ajira? Most historians mark the beginning of the First Era, often denoted as Ajira, by the ascension of the first king, whose name, Oris. I've seen this mentioned. I recall. This was mentioned in the draft. Was it drafting strategy? The one with the blue, talking about the blueprint colors and the history of where those colors. It started with black. And they mentioned that black/raven was associated with the reign of Oris. Whose name? So Oris was the first king for the first era, Ajira. Oris would later grace the burgeoning township in which he was crowned. Oris was known before his coronation as a prominent merchant lord of considerable means and affluence, whose sway in the region made him the ideal candidate for the unification of the surrounding provinces. Regrettably, history is not always forthcoming, and the surviving records of those bygone days are mostly limited to trade agreements and sales receipts. Nevertheless, we can deduce from these ledgers that Oris had but one aim: expansion. The territory spread forth from the heart of Oris, and by the end of the first century, the new kingdom was born. All right, one second. I need to check my sigil section. Is one of these actually Oris? No. Okay. I have Orindia as the black color or I guess the color is the border, right? The color is associated with the border or banner. Orindia is the black banner. So Oris, I guess it was Oris turned into Orindia, I guess is probably what happened here. Okay, just updating some notes a little bit. Second era. It was the fourth king, blank, who split this vast domain in 3 equal shares. 3 realms for his 3 children. Okay. Yeah. To the eldest, he granted the fields and mountains of his great-grandfather, the middle province and heartspring of the kingdom. The eldest accepted the gift, redacted. To the youngest, he bestowed upon him the realm of Arch Ares. How is this related to Fen Ares? The land. Oh, I'm also just realizing this somehow kind of made me think of it. There are 8 angels. I don't suppose they're associated with each of these as well. Keep that in mind. The land of the northern storms. Okay, I'm also noting they're saying things like storms and expansion. And I think these kind of things go back to the sigils, right? I'll take more detailed notes of this later. A wild and untamed expanse, which at the time was not as developed, but a good deal more vast than the eldest brother's lot. And to his middle child, his only daughter, gifted her the southern region of Raja. Okay, so it is sounding like Ajira, led by Oris, was split off into 3 of the other realms. One of them, the Raja, which is the violet one. I'm guessing Arch Ares became Fen Ares? I don't know the names of the other ones, so that could be wrong. That could be the yellow one, actually, because the yellow one starts with AR. Fen Ares red, Arch Ares yellow, maybe? Write that down just in case. I have a guess on that one at least now. Oh, yeah, look, we got the symbols. Yeah, this is the yellow one. So this is the middle one is this one. That one's redacted. That shape, I think, matches the Orindia shape. So this must be Orindia, right? And the Arch Ares is the yellow one, and then Araja is the hourglass. It matches up with, yeah, the southern one. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so this does confirm Arch Ares, separate from Fen Ares. Third era. As the second era drew to a close, the 3 sovereign realms had achieved a period of remarkable progress and prosperity. Each of these distinct regions, ruled by their respective sibling monarchs, had blossomed, cultivating the bountiful resources of their lands, and developed a unique character and culture that set them apart from one another. And I just had a thought. The next time I look at a globe, would I be able to see? Is this how they're physically laid out relative to each other, or are these just the 3 of them kind of cut out from the globe and then stuck here? But maybe we can see these shapes on the globe. Just out of curiosity, I doubt that would be useful for anything, but oh, I'm also not taking pictures of these other pages. I'm too focused trying to understand what's going on. Let me just copy these down as well. I suppose if the first edition has the full versions, then I guess I won't need to. Well, I'm still going to take what I have here for now. Let's replace or have both copies. Oh, there's a thing here. Read this first, though. Despite those differences, the sibling monarchs managed to maintain friendly relations throughout their lives and were known for their cooperation in matters of trade and transportation. The succeeding generations of their heirs continued that tradition, and the third era was defined by redacted. More redacted. Commerce between the 3 realms further strengthened their bond, and laying the foundation for the promise of a prosperous and bright future, redacted. Fourth era. Okay, let me start with this. It's from Detective Bond Margle. Baron Sinclair. Well, I am now the Baron Sinclair. I imagine this was not intended for me. Thank you so much for your cooperation with our department in this investigation. We know our presence is never convenient, especially for someone of your social status. So it meant all the more that you are not only tolerant, but also willing to aid our efforts by getting this business done as quickly as possible. We are returning with this letter, the book you lent us, though I must confess it was not as much help as I had hoped. I had heard that your library of rare and restricted books was quite extensive, and I was told by a reliable source that if a first edition and uncensored copy of the history of Arindia could be found, it would likely be found within the Baron's own collection, but perhaps I was misinformed. Still, part of me thinks that you may have given me the censored copy as a jest, a taste, if you will, for the bureaucrat of their own medicine. If that is the case, then I say, well done, fair play, and perhaps on my next visit, we'll have a laugh about this after you've given me the actual manuscript. Okay, do I not get to read what's behind it? I mean, it's kind of fair, I guess, or maybe it turns the page. Yeah, okay. I mean, I guess that means I have to take pictures of both of these separately here. Let me just do that real quick. Okay. Now we're on to the fourth era. There's nothing hidden here to look at with the magnifying glass, is there? No. As the kingdom redacted entered the fourth era, a different kind of ruler took reins of power. King Desolates III was a redacted king who was often seen redacted drinking redacted. A sight that shocked not only the gentry and the court, but the masses as well. Redacted. Desolates was renowned as the king of redacted. No one when he made the decision to move redacted, being castle and court behind. The people were overjoyed by this choice, and redacted were those that viewed the king's conduct to be unbecoming of his redacted common folk. These redacted voices planted the seed redacted, which took root in redacted, grand city of Fen. Yeah. All right. Era of Ruin. After the passing of King Desolates III, the fourth era came to an abrupt end. Thankfully, the king died redacted. On the very next day, the 6th of October, I want to write down this date. I feel like these sorts of random dates are not actually going to be useful, but also writing down the dates can kind of be useful if I just want to look around at dates later. I'm gonna do it. I feel like it's overkill and whatever. In the history of Arindia. On the very next day, the 6th of October, the redacted Prince Learson of Fen declared himself the true monarch. This declaration was bolstered by a redacted number of supporters, due to the fact that Desolates IV shared redacted little of his virtues. As the prospect of civil war seemed inevitable, the realm's regiments were hastily recalled from the frontiers to stamp out and put an end to the insurrection. I see what you did there. However, instead of restoring order, what ensued was a savage and merciless campaign against their own people. The gardens of Fen, once a center of splendor, were transformed into a battlefield as the cries of the innocent echoed through the city's streets, stained in red. The pacification of Fen. Morning Bay. The brutality of the pacification of Fen did not go unnoticed by neighbors. As sympathy for the city surged, allies came forth to lend support. Among them was the general of the Northern Regiment, who, sickened by the barbaric actions of the other battalions, joined forces with Prince Learson to form a formidable army. Together they leveraged their political influence and favors to persuade the nearby realms of Arch Ares and Nuance join their cause. Nuance was Stamp. Is that another name? That can only be either green or pink. Better note this one down. We don't know which one, if either. However, even with the tide turning in their favor, victory did not come easy. The War of the Fifth Era lasted 22 long years and saw buried 1 in every 3 men. Prince Learson himself added another number to the casualties. However, even in death he had won. Horus had fallen, and with it the realm. The black flags that had flown for 5 eras were burned, and in their place red banners were hoisted in honor of the fallen of Fen. The few remaining members of the former royal family fled in fear of their lives to the south, forever exiled. Okay. And I just realized, so I had noticed on the elevator outside by the waterfall, the one that leads to the precipice, on the elevator controls is the core of the sigil for Orindia. And it's also the one that's down in the candle room. And we know that during the excavation, they discovered all this stuff that's been really old. And we're pretty sure that we're in Fen Ares, which means we're in the Fen Ares that, I guess, took over this place. The black flags that were flown for 5 arrows were burned, and in their place, red banners. Oh, there's more. I can see there's even more. I see the next page button. All right. The current era. Today, the realms inherited by the 3 Fen Ares, Arch Ares, and Iraja once again stand united as allies. Though the distance between our peoples has grown, our connection to this land remains as strong as ever. The spruce and birch that span across our realm serve as a constant reminder that we all share a common past, redacted. For this is, despite everything else, a land rich in history, a land of myth and wonder, a land that sprung forth the greatest empire the world has ever seen, the land of our fathers, of our mothers, and our children. Redacted. Redacted. Very curious what that says. Okay, this was very interesting read. And part of it reminded me to go have a look. I already looked at this. That's why it's in the book. I'm silly. Okay, nuance. There's no symbol here to suggest what this one is associated with. Does that mean that letter came to us from Nuance? Yeah, this one was Morajai. Are there 8 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One for every realm. Okay, this further suggests Nuance is the name of one of them. The ones I have confirmed are Orindia Black, Ben Aries Red, Araja Violet. I don't have Orange, but I know it starts with CO. Arch Aries Yellow, Morajai White. And then we've got Unknown Green and Pink. Likely one of them is Nuance. Hold on one sec. Okay. Uh, cool. Cool. Now, go north. I guess getting a book shop would be nice. However, I don't have money for anything. Do this. I don't. No! So close. I really want the cloister. It's still a likely draw thanks to the greenhouse. So there's a chance to get it back. Yes, I'll take this, thank you. Watering can. Okay, so I can optionally use it to acquire a gem. Okay, although now the gems are less critical since the green rooms are now free. Doesn't matter. Oh man, okay. I do want the kennel, but I may have to pass up on it for the moment because I need more connections. I hope I can get the kitchen and test out whether I can refill the watering can there. Another deposit key. Jeez. The vault's so rare though. Let's see. That is a different number, right? Yeah, that one's 304. I don't suppose I... Oh, okay, I didn't actually draw the coat check. But I know it's a different number. Hey, another courtyard. Is there any reason to take the parlor, really, other than just to get more puzzle solves? It could still be beneficial to have more gems. Why did the music start for this one? A box next to this box contains gems. Does that mean this is the only box next to this box? Both boxes next to this box contain gems. This is false. A box next to this box is true. This is false. A box next to this box contains gems is true. Let's redraw, actually. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. Let's finally do this. Cloister time. Is that all the green rooms? It is. Finally. Okay. What does this one say? A covered walk with colonnade surrounding an enclosed and seemingly inaccessible garden. A solitary angelic statue in the center of the grassy patch provides this secluded court a hallowed atmosphere. Okay, oh, this is the 7th, if I'm not mistaken. We'll go into the center in a moment. Let me find in my notes where I wrote about this. Okay, my notes say that Orinda is depicted in the cloister. Seventh is Orinda. Where did I read that note? That was in the orchard. Groundskeeper. Really write down any other details. Okay, that's all good though. I think that's all I need to know. This one. I want to note down where I learned that name. I remember. Groundskeeper logbook. And yes, that is number 7. Okay. So yeah, I can click that. I assume only those. Okay. Is there any other reason to go into the center other than the dig spot? Really? That's all you got for me? Oh. Probably by 2. Jesus. Mr. Nogula, if you are reading this, it seems that the day has finally come and the cloister is at long last getting some much overdue maintenance. I have left you a literal token of appreciation to serve as positive reinforcement, which should grant you a bit of extra spending money each day while working on the estate. We have learned from our dealings with your predecessor that it is much cheaper in the long run to be generous. I guess he didn't find his way. Wait, what is this? What the heck? Okay, hold on. Taking a picture of that. CXET. Oh my gosh. Wait. This right? Let me hold on. Okay, no, my first thought was slightly wrong, but I think my last thought is actually correct. Oh my gosh. Okay. The E and the X. The E and the problem is the X is not correct. Second. So it's C in the top left, E in the bottom left, T in the bottom right, and then X here. The other time we saw the X here was on the treasure map. There's something about this grid space. Does that grid space have anything with the soil survey? No. It's in between too rich, but it's only a good soil. What else could there be about that square? There's something about that square. Do I need to like put something specific at that grid spot to find out? Maybe this one needs to go into that grid spot. Oh, let me write down that idea. So take that off now. Stir. Oh my gosh, I just had an idea. The treasure maps lead you somewhere where there's buried treasure marked by an X. This might actually be the same X. So you have to put something on that square, probably this cloister with this dig spot right there. And then you can dig there and get something. Okay, maybe. So we're going to keep that in mind. Actually, let me put that in a better spot so I don't forget it. Actually, I'm going to put it... I have the treasure map on here somewhere. Yeah, I think the treasure map is... It must be the same thing. I wonder, does it matter what room you have there? Or does it need to be this specific one? This is rank 8, East Wing. I feel like requiring the cloister makes it a lot more difficult. So it might just be anything that has a dig spot. If that's the case, this is the run to do it. I've got a lot of courtyards. I've placed 2 already, when there's several more. I could save redraws as much as possible. I should also then not place courtyards if I don't have to. $20 divided by 5. 16 minus 10 is 6 times 5 is 30 divided by 10 is 3. 10 minus 2 is 8 times 1 is 8 times 10 is 80 divided by 10 divided by 8 is 10. Okay. Oh, that's a good one. Very good indeed. Greater chance of finding items in green rooms. I like. Green rooms are great. Okay, more steps. That's also great. Wow. Oh man, this is gonna end up being like the only square I don't fill in at this rate. That'll be sad. But it was worth it for the greenhouse, I suppose. Okay, we're gonna take the boudoir here, I think. I do want the kennel, but I think I want the safe in the boudoir more. It's time. If my theory does not work, I'm gonna have no idea. So when I thought about could the clue be in this room, my first thought, the thing that stood out, is this picture. It's unusual. This picture just so happens to conveniently be a very obvious date. Wow. Brilliant. Number 4. Number 4 was the only one I think I could like make out in that fortune teller vision. I already forgot the guy's name. Herbert, I was distraught to learn that you have chosen to omit the details of our dear Marion's disappearance from the public record. It is no surprise to me that the royal court would want this embarrassment kept as quiet as possible, but I am shocked that you have so little regard for your niece that you would play the king's scullion and stoop to kissing the foot that treads upon her memory. She gave up her family, her fortune, and her life, and all you can do is think of your name. Having never had a family name nor fortune of my own, I cannot personally condemn you for faltering in your commitment to make the same sacrifices she did. But for the love of God, do not, by that same display of weakness, clutch your petty assets so tightly that you undermine the cause that she forfeited everything to further. Our countrymen must be made aware of the price she paid and must be made to see the color of the flag she flew as she rode into the darkness of 100 nights. To deny her story is to deny her life. If through your silence you bless this betrayal, our son Simon, your heir, will inherit a fortune of lies and will spit upon your grave when he learns of your first foolishness. Needless to say, we will not be coming for Christmas this year, Daniel. Daniel is our father then. A little weird, but I don't think it's anything. Okay. Wow, finally. A safe down. Okay. Cross that one off my list. I'm now a little more confident that I'll be able to solve both of the other safes. One of them I'm now pretty confident on. The other one I'm somewhat confident on. I will say more when the time comes. What do we do here? I really do actually want the solarium, but I don't want to risk drifting myself too far into a corner here. Backtracking is actually not a big deal. You know, I think this is okay. I think I can save myself from here. I've got 2 redraws. It's very unlikely that I get into a serious dead end, but I think it's worth taking this. For the unusual room. Oh, I have to take the gallery. I have to redeem myself. See if my theory is correct. Wait, these are all the same images. But okay, let me pull up. I have here gallery. I at least have some words that should work for all of them. Starting with the shortest one. I really hope all it wants is just a valid word. Because if it actually wants a specific word, I'm probably never going to get it. No confirmation. I might have to do all of them. I hope that's the case, or I'm screwed. This is the one, right? Yeah. Ah, keep going too far. I found out one that's kind of funny. Ah, passed it. The fact that nothing happened when I had it makes me think maybe I'm wrong. There, I named them all. We have water, tender, herring, and definite. Now what? Does it actually want specific words for these? That's crazy if so. I literally brute forced an entire list of valid words, and nothing stood out to me as matching. I know every possible word that these could be, and none of them seem to fit. I did skim them, so I could have missed. There's something I need to do to trigger it. Dang. I was kind of sure that was going to do something. I interpreted. It was a red herring. Well, that one feels like it fits, doesn't it? Kinda. There's water in that one. That one doesn't really fit. I could pick a word that has the letter P in it. Let me pull up my list of words. What words? The P was only available, I think, on the first letter slot. What do we have? What's one that would work? Oh, here's a good one. Oh, that's not what I was trying to spell. Trying to spell prank. Oh no, you know what? I was trying to spell prank. I was looking at the wrong list of words. I was looking at the 5-letter word, not the 6-letter word. So that one can spell prank. This one cannot, obviously. What are the odds? That what? Does it actually want a specific word and that just happened to be the right? Why is it ponder? I'm gonna be pondering this forever. Excuse me. All right, hold on. Maybe some of the letters or words that appear in them are important somehow. What letters can be in this one? It's possible to start this with the letter V. V is a bit unusual. There's a V in there. I don't get it. All right, hold on. Let me actually look at the 7-lettered words. Let me just look at the ones that start with V. Any of these jump out at me? Oh, here's a word that we've seen several times here. No, I passed it. X. And yeah, okay. Oh. Right, that's not it. I don't want to resort to having to try every single one of these. There's like over 1,000 things that can go here. Shoot. This is not gonna work. I don't know how this is supposed to work. I wonder if that word I selected will stay there permanently. I wouldn't be surprised given the images don't change. Trying to see if any of these other V words look promising. Don't really. Ponder doesn't look promising on the first one though. Uh, right. There was another one I selected as an option for this one that's it was kind of funny. It's possible that there are multiple valid words. And I just need to find one of them. Their dictionary is just a lot more limited than mine. Oh, I passed it. That means it's not correct. Dang it. Okay, interesting. It lowered one of them. How is this going to work? If there are 4 stages, do I have to... Like, I guess one of them lowers the chest. Maybe another one lowers the glass. Crap. Okay, I'm going to have to ponder this some more. I don't want to waste too much time here. Dang. Secret passage is fun. I think I care for though. I don't even know what I would choose. I guess I could go for like the kitchen so I can at least test the watering can theory. How many courtyards do I have? Only 2 so far, so we still have a lot remaining. I think I'll take this one. There isn't a particular color room I would want from the secret one. Stop giving me useless stuff. Thank you. I actually can't believe that I just stumbled across ponder being correct. There has to be multiple words that it would accept. I just haven't chosen any that are correct. Besides that one. I don't think there's anything I care about in the maid's chambers. We're getting very close to dead ending. I'm gonna spend a reroll here. I'd rather not go right up against the wall. I like going up here a little bit better. Actually, dark room's not a bad idea. It's a dangerous idea. Because I could get unlucky and get like a dead end of both ends. So let's not gamble that. Let's take... I really want the kennel, actually. Just don't want to drift right up to the west edge like this. Shoot. Alright, I'm gonna take this one. Green rooms are OP, man. Look at that. Well, I don't really have much of a choice here, do I? Don't dislike it, so we'll take it. Oh, there's another key. Why are there so many key? Why were there so many keys in here? What the heck? Huh? Unfortunate that I'm forced to choose between this and the Mechanarium. However, the Mechanarium is not very useful this run. So, okay, and interestingly, this is a black and yellow. Okay, well, this is the whole reason I chose what I did earlier. So let's choose this. And what does this fall under? Oh, that is the last shop. Hey. Oh, forgot to read about it. A stone chamber fitted with ancient weapons and armor from the Second Era. This room appears to predate almost every other room in the house directory and may in fact be an authentic floor plan from one of the lost strongholds of Orinda Ares. Oh, is Orinda Ares the full proper name? They're all something Ares, aren't they? Don't quite understand the significance of that. Oh, interesting. Okay, no, that's different from Orindia. I keep mixing that up because they're so similar. And actually, I don't even know whether it's Orindia or Orinda from the book that mentioned all the cores, just because I only see the Orin. Maybe these are all the same thing. Just different points at history. Yeah, okay. We know, I guess, a little bit about the eras now, right? Those were all in that book. Yeah. Second era was when the fourth king split into three. Okay, is this the redacted one then? Because we only saw Arch Ares and Araja. Was Orinda Ares the redacted one? That could be. Can I put a cannonball in the cannon in the master bedroom? This room has a knight, which is appropriate. Okay, I can interact with that. I can interact with that. Is this a choice I have to make? Hold on. I want to write down that there's a knight piece. So I have it to be thorough. There may come a time, now that I've been in the armory, I want to go change that up again. Though it depends on what this is exactly. We got 2 weapons and a shield that we can do something with. Morning Star can knock the locks off chests and trunks. Tomorrow morning, gain 1 star. This is like the hammer, but with a little extra bonus for 8 coins. You may use the axe in the room directory to permanently remove the gem cost from one room. Holy crap. Does this show the cost of things? This costs gems. Okay. That'll be a hard choice, actually. And I do this multiple times. I almost have enough for it. Knight's Shield. Once per day while drafting, you can equip Knight's Shield to ignore the negative effects of any one red room. Okay, so how do these work? Are these one time... Do these last more than the single run? This one sounds like it's just for today, and then tomorrow you get a star. This one, you use it, and then that's it. This one sounds like it sticks around. I'm tempted to grab this one because I can afford it. I don't need that one as much. That one I really want, but a bit more money. Alright, let's see how this works. Once per day while drafting. Okay. Is that just a permanent thing I have now? No, it goes here. Okay, I'm guessing that, like other items, I lose that. So, okay, but now I have it, and I can draft a red room safely. Still really good. I guess this one's so expensive because it's kind of like a one and done deal, and then it's a very permanent change. That's very good. A lot of money though. Was it like 32? Not that much. I really need to figure this one out, but it's so inconvenient. Got dinner ready. I'm still at 50 steps though. Not gonna worry about that, I guess. Where is it? Right here. Or no reason really to go back there, I think. No way. A heck of a backtrack though. Okay. We have a way to the antechamber almost. Do I want to block off the upper two room for the patio? I really do want the patio. No, I don't. I don't care. Look at my gems. Make another courtyard. It's gonna be harder when I get to that X spot. Put something that has dig spots. Placing too many courtyards. Let's go north first. How cruel. I have a vault key on me, though. I don't care about the music room, I don't think. We don't need the secret garden. I mean... And actually, I don't know for sure that it's always the secret garden key. It only says one major key. I've gotten the garden key, I think, every time I've gone in there, though. I really want the vault, actually. That does lose me the grid square, but that's not that big of a deal. Wednesday, November 25th. This matches up with, yeah, what I've been keeping track of. Does. Okay. Now I've got number 304. I have the White Rook written down, don't I? Yes. Okay. 304. Look at that. Holy smokes. Oh, we don't have a terminal. Wait, how are these vaults gonna work? Is it gonna not matter what keys I have? Am I gonna get stuff just in a certain order? Like, is this what was guaranteed to be here the first time I open a vault door? Ben Aries passport. Look at this. Take a picture of that. Throw that up here. Okay. Wow. Notice the name is not her correct name. Is that a swan necklace from the Epson family, perhaps? Jean Ribbon. So I don't think I've seen that name anywhere, but I think this sounds like this is here in order to be a clue. If you read the name Jean Ribbon somewhere, you'll now know that it's actually Mary. Nationality Ariazin. Ariazin? That's from Aries, I assume. Okay, wow, my items are full. Am I actually able to pick up new items now? I don't think I've ever had this many. Do I really not have a terminal? I really need the office because that's another safe that I need to open. Give me the office. Okay, I want to preserve the courtyard and my reroll. We're just going to do a spare bedroom so we get another room to try. Don't care about the silver key. Obviously. Secret passage is useless. Bunk room is not very useful, but it's not entirely useless either. Rinsdale Mystery. Turtles of Vera. None of that sounds familiar. Feeding you, huh? Yeah, still weird that's the only place we see even a hint of the brother. Okay. Back to the armory. But what do we do this for? And it says that it removes the gem cost. This is tough choice, potentially. All of these are free, I think. The attic is not free. That could be a good one to take the cost off of. Free. 2 gems. That was 1 gem. Ballroom is 2 gems. Office room. The vault. Office. Preferably something that costs many gems, like 2 or 3. There's something that costs 5 gems. I saw that somewhere. That must be a room I've never drafted, right? Oh man, it's a real bummer. It was hidden. I couldn't see what it was. And the passageway is actually not a bad one, potentially. Or the foyer. Great Hall is free. Interesting. I don't get to see what the gem cost is on these because of the which one is it? The terrace. That's kind of annoying, actually. None of these cost, right? Because they've all got negatives. Dude, wait, what? Is that a bug? Oh, I think I found a bug. Yeah, that's a bug. So when you click here, left click, and then you right click, it takes you back. Left click, right click. Left click, right click. If I'm on Studio Editions and I left click one, and then I right click, it takes me not to red rooms, I get to probably whatever I was at previously. So if I select rooms 36 and 47, then I select Studio Editions, and I select one of these, and then I right click, it takes me back to the one that I was at previously, not the Studio Edition page. Is that the case here as well? It is. So these extra ones here seem to have this bug. Yeah, just the found floor plans and Studio Editions. That's a little annoying for what I'm trying to do here. Oh, shoot. How many gems does this one cost? I don't remember. I think it was only like 1. These cost anything? No. And then these obviously don't cost anything. So there was definitely one that cost like 4 or 5 gems. It was either this one, or this one. One of these is the freezer. Not that one. This one is likely the freezer. I'm guessing since it's near the wine cellar. This is probably the super high cost one. Or it could just be, or it could actually be the puzzle one. And interesting, the achievement thing mentioned solving this one on rank 8, and it's number 8. Although I think it actually said that in the achievement now that I think about it. Alright, anyway, what do I want to do? I don't even know. The vault, kind of a tempting option actually. It costs 3 normally. Let's just do that. There's probably a better choice, but... And when can I... Oh, okay, this changes. It just shrinks all the items. That's good. Well, let me just... Use the axe in the directory room to permanently remove the gem cost from one room. Okay, so if I select, say, the vault... Axed. Vault is now free. That's a lot of free money. Okay, now let's hope I don't dead end myself. I've got to re-roll and everything else I we'd want. I don't think this is a good spot to use silver key just yet. Okay, we've got one choice. 3 courtyards in a row right here. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've only got one other courtyard. Yeah, we've been getting these in like almost all of them too. More money. What am I going to use this on? Okay, the office is now kind of my top priority, I think, because it's got both the safe and a terminal. But I'll take anything with the terminal. So I can use that upgrade disc. The showroom is actually a fantastic thing to show up just now. Wow, okay, this run kind of got crazy here. I can afford almost everything. This is different. Was the compass opens all normal doors. The master key. Do you keep this? It's worth 80. You call it a day while wearing the moon pendant. You will start tomorrow with 2 of the items in your inventory. I want the master key to know how that works. It's worth 80. It's got to be... Or is it just for this run? If it's just for this run, that's not really worth taking. But then, like, when would this ever be worth taking? Because you're not going to get the showroom early enough with enough money. Unless you've got, like, a massive allowance or something. Being one fold away is annoying. Let's draft a courtyard right here. Ha ha ha! Yeah, the draft pool is small and green are highly likely, so I'm not too surprised that that's what we got. Now the question here, we are on the X. Do we dig up what we need here with the courtyard, or do I require the cloister? Yes, I require the cloister. It could just be in one of these at random, though. Or I could be misunderstanding the clue entirely. Okay, well, either way, got nothing. No money either. I was really hoping I'd get at least 1 coin. That's disappointing. Alright, well, we've only got 4 more rooms. Give me 1 more coin and, well, actually... well, either way, I can grab one of the other items, potentially. Way first. Special key is kind of useless here. Well, going to take the music room because I want another shot at drawing a better room. Bonus key here. Ooh, what is this? A sanctum key. What? As in one of the 8 doors down by the north lever. I was expecting some other way of unlocking those doors. Okay, interesting. Do those doors stay permanently unlocked then? Gosh, dang it. We're not, there's no shot at getting into the antechamber anyway, so let's just, not really any benefit to it. 9 stars. What do we get? Okay. I don't think that actually helps me for what I'm trying to do now. I don't care about doors or rooms with high numbers of doors. I need like the office or something. There's only like 2 doors, so. Oh, another courtyard? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I think I miscounted earlier. I may have counted one of the other green rooms as a courtyard by accident. Get the courtyard out of the drafting pool. I have 80 coins now, though. A boiler room. Oh my gosh, we actually have the Great Hall. Not enough keys. Actually, I could go buy the master key, then unlock everything in the Great Hall. I don't have a way to get into that antechamber door, though. And even if I did, what would be the point? I haven't crafted the quest room. And I don't need the basement key for anything. Oh, shoot. Actually, hold on. Can I not just go down there and open one of those 8 doors? Here's the question, though. So I can go down the fountain and open that basement door without the basement key. Can I do the same at the bottom of the foundation elevator? That is the question. Dang it! Wasted upgrade disc. Alright, hold on. I need to actually make a note that the vault has an upgrade disc that I haven't used. Okay. This is, however, still an excellent thing to draw. For a couple of reasons. We get this. That's an L. Let me go find my stone images. Sorry for the annoying beeping. Take care of that. Then let me note down where I'm at here. So we're on 1, 2, 3, 4. Rank 7. I think 7 is the penultimate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, because 7 is the one before the 8 is the one before the antechamber. Okay. So, wow, we can do a lot of stuff here. There is one in particular that I'm interested in, but until then, let's just experiment with some combinations. The jackhammer we're already familiar with. Okay. Power hammer, that's a new one. Okay. What can you combine the key card with? It wouldn't show up here if you couldn't, I think. The shovel detector? What? Does that just combine their functionality into one? I like that. Okay. I think I basically did every combination here. Um, should have been. Though the fact that some are 3 and some are 2 means I could have still potentially missed one. I hope I didn't need the magnifying glass for anything else. I don't think I drew any of the other rooms I wanted it for. And then just to be complete, no, I can't. I guess we could do this to add to our contraption collection. A circuited power hammer, a strong sledgehammer that can also knock down weaker brick walls. Okay. Yeah, that is an alternative to my dynamite theory. So what's the dynamite for then? Don't have the dynamite drawn. Oh well. We're good on steps. 58 should be plenty. We got the dining room. Man, the full house was a real possibility here. Though, you know, if I had not taken the greenhouse, things would have been very different, so who knows. Got 2 of the letters. Alright. Sanctum key. We gotta go. I like how it's yellow. Okay, that's highlighting its importance. And I don't think I really consciously noted down that I had the car keys. I do remember grabbing them, though. And I'm not missing a terminal somewhere, right? I have not drawn a terminal. Real unfortunate, that. Okay, so the plan. We go to the showroom, we buy something there. We got to buy at least one thing. We've got enough to buy multiple, I think. Uh, don't they Oh my gosh, can I combine the armory, the mace from the armory in the workshop? I'm gonna keep the armory in the draft pool for now with the mantle of the night. I assume I have to keep the mantle of the night to have the armory stay there in the draft pool. To say, yeah, I think so. I think so. It doesn't really specify whether it's there permanently now or only when the night is here. The armory's in the draft pool now. Does it stay in the draft pool the next day if I take off the night? A little ambiguous. Um. All right, we're gonna keep the mantle of the night for now until we are satisfied with the armory. Um. Okay, showroom, dining room. Don't think there's anything else to do along the way. Never did get to draw the kitchen to see if I could refill the watering can. That's all right. Interesting that we keep our vault key. Okay, and then after all that, go to the foundation or the fountain. We actually need to go to both. I don't know which I want to do first. Maybe the basement. I'll go to the foundation. It's closer. All right, anyway, let's get started. What do I want to buy from here? The master key is tempting, but only if it's like a permanent thing. If it's not a permanent thing, then grabbing it now is a waste. A very large waste when I can use the moon pendant, which is not a waste. I'm tempted to grab the moon pendant because it is a very good one, I think. So is the silver spoon. Just to kind of figure out how these work. Don't know. Work. They're just gonna be like regular items. Just very expensive. Yeah, this works. Okay, it does come here. And I think this is going to be a one-time use, though it probably is in the pool of items that could be retained the next day, if I had to guess. Given the significance of the moon pendant symbol in general, I wonder if other things happen if you have it. Now, unfortunately, there will be no more drafting today, so unless this does somehow carry over, that would be useless. I'm unlikely to eat anything more today. And we're out of money for the master key. If somehow I stumble upon more money this run, then I'll go back and buy it. Morning star gives me a star in the morning. How appropriate. All right, let's see where we're going. Through the courtyard. 3 courtyards and then the dining room. Oh yeah, well okay, I was gonna grab food, so if I had the silver spoon, I would have gotten double here. No trophy room. I don't need that many steps anyway, so whatever. Okay, now, let me see, make sure, are there any other paths here? No, we have to go down through here. Anything more to do in this room? No. You just want to see one thing. Oh, you know, I don't suppose this keeps track of the chapel money. That's what I wanted to just to see. Gallery art named one. It does not keep track of the chapel money. All right, through the nook, the West Hall, then we go. Got 2 options. I guess we'll go through the chapel, the courtyard, the pantry, the entrance hall. Nothing more to do in there, I think. Oh. Yeah, I had this thought earlier. If, in fact, I don't need the money anymore. But I need the steps. You could just walk in and out of this room to save some money. I don't need 63 steps, though. Unfortunately, every time you go in and out, the 2 steps. So how many steps do I want? I don't know. I could probably live with like I could probably get by with like lower than 20 or even 10 steps. But I don't want to risk it. I could always maybe come back. Okay. Please, please. Let the basement door be unlocked. Just like the fountain door. Thank goodness. All of these are in their same positions I left them as well. That's interesting. The dirt pile is not there. This is actually a huge shortcut if I think it does what if it does what I think it does. Okay, good new stuff here. Oh, it does does it go through? Can I? Yes! Actually, does this even really matter that much? It doesn't really matter that much, to be honest. Because my foundation is so close to the entrance hall, specifically because of that. If the foundation was deeper into the house, then would be a massive shortcut. Found some things here. Got, where are we? Sealed entrance. Other foreman's logs. What's the date on this one? 1917. Put them in order. Okay. Number 289. Excavation process is going smoothly and crew spirits are higher than they have been in weeks. I believe this increase in morale is in no small part due to the installation of the boiler, which has honestly been a godsend. We now have steam power and no longer have to rely on raw muscle to scrape and heave at the clay like dogs. The new steam power hoists and winches are fully operational. We have been able to unearth over 5 times as much sediment per shift as we had been previously excavating. Then Ares Patent Office, patent number 68642. Don't suppose that number is significant for anything else. That's next to the Mormon logs here in my notes. All right. Scripps and Ridford Mining Co. Patent for a high pressure. Wait, I recognize this. No way. I recognize both of these. That's what that red box in the boiler room is. Oh my gosh. That opens the red door. Wow. Bad I didn't draft the boiler room in there. I had a chance, but it doesn't matter. I wouldn't have got here if I had done that, so that'll be for later. I should. Well, okay, I can write it down later. It'd be a long one to review. It's already been 2 hours. Jeez. This has been a very productive run, though. Despite not working out perfectly in every way. Yep. Which one do we open first? Maybe Fenares? Can use it on any of them, it seems. This key will permanently open one door in the inner sanctum. Do you wish to use it on this door? I don't really have any way to make a decision on which one would be best to open first. So we're just choosing this one. Okay. And then I think it's asking me to create the sigil for this. Okay. And I have this. From the passport that I just got. So this one is the moats. What? Okay, there it is. That's the one. And then we have, I think it's fog, right? Oh wait, is this? This not it? It looks a little different. Hold on, let me make sure these. No, not. Okay. I'm shuffling a bunch of stuff. Is this the right one? Or are there different ones that look similar? Hold on. I've not been paying that much attention to the details. Let me make sure. Yeah, okay. I think that was the one. Wrong one. Let me just look through all these real quick. Okay, I think I had it right. Why is this rotating both of these things? Hold on, what am I? Okay, now what have I done? Hold on. Okay, I see what's happening here. I need 4. And then this one swaps that. Okay. Is this? Okay, I think this is right. Okay, this. Not what I had. Is there a confirmation if I get it correct? This should be correct. 4 rays. Yeah. Do I have another reference on here? I mean, this also matches the one that was in the back of the book itself. Like, this should be the easiest one. Is that a bridge that extends? Problem is the fog does not look exactly the same, but it's depicted slightly differently in several places. Hit this. Is there like a button here? Oh, there is a button. Okay, it's really hard to tell what parts of that were interactable. Okay, well. Oh, it gives you solution. Hold on, don't tell me the solution. Let's see what I can figure this out. Oh, but this... Is red gonna multiply? Oh, is red gonna like take over the other ones or something? It takes over the black ones. And the orange ones. Or... Interesting. The white becomes gray. Orange becomes gray. Why did that orange become? Because there are two grays. Green swaps. Black rotates to the right. Okay. So if I click this, yeah, it swaps over to there. White just goes away. And that one was next to two grays, so it went away. Okay. Now this is an interesting one. Okay, now we've managed to get 4. I need... what do I need to do? Can I... What is the condition for the orange to turn red? And is there a way to make green turn red? Right, the orange turns red when it's next to red. Or, right? Okay. That's what it looks like. Was there a way to turn green red? Doesn't seem like it. Okay. Now how do I get... So I can make the orange ones, the black and white one, I can make all of those 4 red. How do I get those 4 into the corners? The only way I can move things seems to be with the black piece and the green piece. So I could do this. Now that one's in the corner. Then I need... But how do I get the orange one? Because the orange ones don't... Think here. Okay, right. I need to figure out what how the red works exactly. Oh, is this gonna work? Orange takes on whatever color it's next to. Is that what just happened? Okay, yeah, I can't just do that. Okay. The orange, if it's next to any two of a color, if that's the case, what does this do? Yes. That makes the orange become gray. Okay. Now what? Can we make them all red in a way that does this? The orange ones cannot move, but I can make another green one. How do I want it? Okay, now we've got a lot of green ones to work with. Problem is, these ones are still not very useful. I can make this one red, right? After I can make this one red and this one. Really do want. Then white becomes black. Okay. I don't think this is quite what I want. This one can become red if I'm not mistaken. These are still useless. Oh, how would I... Okay, interesting. It just makes the black what? When I hit a red, it just makes black red, makes white black. And what was the... Okay, I'm already forgetting some of the rules here. This is actually a complicated one. So these... Okay, well, let me just fiddle around with it for a moment. Now see, this is useless. I need the black to, like, shuffle things around here. Yeah, okay, so that's how that works. And then orange. Okay, I was getting confused. Orange is the one that becomes whatever color it's next to. Can't get more blacks. Can I, if I like make an orange one become either white or black? I don't think so, because you can't have more than one white or black here. As soon as you convert one of them, you need at least two. me think here. I need... The orange is useful for anything. I'm struggling to see how the orange ones are useful. The only way that they could become useful is... Oh, it doesn't work. Never mind. Even if I make them green, nothing changes. There might be another rule here that I'm missing. Gray doesn't do anything. White just becomes gray. Is kind of useless. Okay, if I can't move the orange ones, then I have to get these 4 into the corners and be red. How I do that? What I would need to happen, maybe I can do one side somehow. Wait, no, was there a mechanism to turn the green? There was no way to turn the green ones red, right? Where did I get that idea from? I'm getting confused. Okay, that means I have to be able to move the side ones, right? Because the green ones can't change color. Right? Means that these ones do have to move, but how can they move? Maybe I should just read the note. At the end of the War of the Fifth Era, after the Grand Realm of Ben Ares was established, Moragi boxes of the realm were graced with red tiles in honor of General Riskin's victory. When these tiles are pressed, all black tiles in the box turn to red in triumphant victory, while all white tiles in the box turn black, serving as the outclassed and struggling reinforcements of the dwindling Desolate's army. Okay, well, yeah, I kind of figured that was going to be the case. It wasn't really going to tell me anything new, and I just got to figure this thing out. It's good, but how do I do this? These always just go around the center. Yeah, okay. I feel like I'm still missing something. The issue is, the green ones cannot become red, and the orange ones cannot move. One of those two statements has to be false. There's some other method of getting red that I am not familiar with. What the statement that seems most likely to be false is these orange ones not being able to move. I can make the orange ones into a different color, but only if it's next to of that color. The only colors I can get two of are gray, or the only three colors are gray, red, and green. Is making them gray actually useful? It's the fact that these are not gray blocking something else from happening. Doesn't really feel like it. Man, wow, this one's got me stumped. Go back to that. Let's go look at what's over here. Okay, I'm glad I don't seem to need the magnifying glass. There is a stamp there that I would love to have the magnifying glass for. I'm actually writing this last postcard sitting at my desk at home. I suppose I should put forth the extra effort and drop it in the mail for consistency. But I am tempted to save the postmaster a trip, as it will just wind up here once again to join the other 7, which I am pleased to report were all waiting for me on my desk, safe as can be. Flipping through them has reminded me of my many friends I made and lessons I learned along the way. And as I look back, one truth shines brighter than the others. Air travel is much better than sea travel. Herbert. Yes, remind Anne to replace the books I lost. Stamp says something. Grand Realm of Fen Ares. The Grand Realm of Fen Ares. In fog we are lost. In fire we are found. Okay, what am I missing with this? There must be some other rule. Have I seen all these colors? I already forgot what all the other puzzle boxes were. Did I have orange on those? I can do something like this. No, I can't. Out. I honestly don't really know what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to see what sort of movement's possible, I suppose. Dang, okay. I'm actually just gonna have to come back to this one later. I'll think on it. Or maybe the answer will come when I find another puzzle box. It's already getting late. I don't wanna take any more time on that. That's alright, that should remain unlocked. I can come back to it at any time. One other thing I must do this day. Way is faster. Oh, wow. Wait, okay, no. For some reason, these stairs, for some reason, I thought these stairs had the automatic turning, but they didn't. But I broke it. Okay, you know what? I have a theory about this place, because this place does not have the outer rim. So maybe these confirm that it's black. Black border is a bunch of dots. These are a bunch of dots. Find out. Weird. Hello? Okay, looking over at it, looked like the audio is bugging out. Maybe it wasn't. Oh, stairs. Okay, I didn't expect that actually. Where are we going? More foreman logs. Okay. Here, where are we? In the abandoned mine? And this is log number 20. After waiting the better part of 3 weeks for the equipment to be carefully hoisted down the cliffside, one piece at a time, the wait is finally over. Today we begin our formal foray into the mountain and begin excavation of the first tunnel. The first of many. To prevent future delays, Thomas Sinclair has generously volunteered to install a freight lift to facilitate both personnel travel. Uh, However, after seeing his ornate designs, one can't help but feeling the Baron's delicate taste might be better suited for the ballroom crowd. Regardless of the particulars, I'm sure my crew won't object to riding down the tunnels in fashionable style. Is that the lift that I activated? Sounds like it. Oh, yeah, I know where we are. Okay. That's cool, I guess. Is that useful at all? I didn't really think about this part. There was nothing over there, right? Like, because I guess this is a situation that would normally be impossible since you have to take the elevator up and down. But now I can be up. I have a way of being opposite the elevator. You know, it actually looks like the floor of the elevator is one-sided. You right through it. Okay, is there anything else to do down here? What is the point of this then? What is this book called? The Realm. Oh, that's the one in the library, isn't it? Realm and Rune. Yeah. Okay. Library has the full copy. That's good to know. Oh. Okay, let's not do something there we shouldn't. Well, never mind. I was wrong about this, but I guess these do still kind of act like the border that represents black. Okay, am I actually done for the day? Make a note about the puzzle box that I didn't solve. You know, I actually have a theory that maybe the laboratory machine opens this door. Similar to how the other door was opened when I did the utility box puzzle. Okay, are we done? Anything to do? The moon pendant should activate no matter which way, in which method I use to call it a day. Like even if I run out of steps. Is that how that works? I ask because I want to go exhaust my steps in a very specific manner. There is a chance that the moon pendant preserves my upgrade disc. Is there any way I can get rid of items that I don't care about? Not that I know of. Other than like going to the workshop and combining things, but that's not gonna reduce the number very much. I think we just gotta roll with it. Wait, is it? It was counting even though I had no more steps. Wow, that seems a little exploity. Not too much though. Archaeological shopping center of prayers. What kind of title is that? 55 excavated dig spots. 4 shop rooms. Chapel, cloister, shrine. 161 steps, 3 rooms. Only 2 grids left undrafted. I'll get it someday. Epic run. And I only found one of the safes. I think I know how to do the other 2, so that's still exciting. And I guess we'll find out on the next run what items I got to keep.